Boosted by several takeaways, the Raiders picked up their first win of the season on the road over Lake Crystal on Friday, September 11, 2015 by a 21-15 margin. Lake Crystal did rally back in the game, but Central held on for the victory. Notably, the win was also the first for first-year head coach Gary Kosek. The game started well for Central as they built a 14-0 halftime lead. After punting on their first possession, the Central defense came up with strong plays on a long drive by the Knights as Blake Harm stops Evan Bergman after a run. Later, Bergman takes the handoff but is bottled up by Sam Furman, with Mitch Manthe also in on the stop in Central territory. On the next play, Lake Crystal's Junior Welsh keeps it but is tripped up by Furman at the Central 45. With the Knights continuing to run the ball, Bergman is stopped by Zach Schnabel and several other Raider defenders. Later, with the Knights looking to pass on third down, Zach Heiland leads the rush to take down Welsh and force the punt. Taking over on offense still in the first quarter, Zach Heiland gains 3 yards to the Knights' 30, but Central would also punt. On the last play of the first quarter, Logan Stock gets the handoff running to his left, but Blake Harms takes him down. Kellen Erpenbach then got an interception at around midfield on the next play as the Raiders took over. After a completed pass, Tim Wolf races 5 yards to the outside down to the Knights' 29-yard line. Wolf then gets the pitch, racing ahead for 4 more yards to the 25. The Raiders would get down to the 14-yard line, and this incomplete pass set up a 4th down. On 4th down, looking to score, Erpenbach rolls back to his left, passing the ball to Zach Schnabel, who scores a touchdown. Schnabel then made the kick, putting Central up 7-0 with 9:51 left in the first half. Looking for an answer, Evan Bergman sprints ahead across midfield before he is taken down by Erpenbach. From the 29, Tucker Grant picks up 3 yards before Brice Panning and several other defenders take him down, and Central would later get the stop on 4th down. Back on offense at their own 27, Erpenbach spins and somehow races around the pile for a gain down to the 41-yard line. Picking up the action later, Heiland takes the pitch and sprints to the outside down to the Knights' 37. After a long pass, Heiland ran in the 3-yard touchdown for a 14-0 lead with 23 seconds left in the half. Threatening to score late, Tucker Grant races into Raider territory and is tackled by Zach Schnabel. After a penalty advanced ball with no time remaining, Mac Graupman passes to Hayden Scott, who's stopped by Zach Stockman at about the 20. The Raiders ended up taking a 14-0 advantage into the half. Picking it up in the third quarter, the Raiders got a fumble, but wound up turning the ball over on downs with 9:32 left in the quarter. On 2nd down, Mac Graupman finds Nick Saucier for a gain at around midfield. Later, Graupman hits Saucier again, who is immediately taken down by Brice Panning, who then recovered a fumble on the next possession. The Raiders used some clock but didn't advance the ball much, and Panning then races after a long snap, recovering to punt the ball, getting a friendly roll down inside the 25-yard line. Backed up a bit in Central territory, Mac Graupman would get a scoring drive started with the keeper as Zach Schnabel pushes him out at the 26-yard line. The Knights then relied on the running of Evan Bergman to advance the ball as he picks up a first down to the 35 with Mitch Manthe and several other Raiders in on the stop. Graupman then finds Logan Stott for a gain across midfield. Later from the 6-yard line, after a pass interference call, Graupman keeps it, getting down to the 2-yard line of the Raiders. On the next play, Graupman keeps it again, scoring the touchdown to cut the deficit to 14-6 with 1:45 left in the third quarter. Back on offense, the Raiders turn to the rushing game as Heiland picks up a first down at around the Raiders' 40-yard line at the end of the quarter. On the first play of the fourth, Heiland bursts up the middle, fighting for extra yards and loses the football, which is recovered by Panning at the 45-yard line. After a short run by Zach Heiland, Heiland sprinted 51 yards for the touchdown, putting the Raiders ahead 21-6 with 10:33 left. With Central back on defense, Graupman faces tremendous pressure from Central, avoids a tackle, and is pushed out of bounds. Later from the Raiders' 18-yard line, Zach Heiland beats his block at the line, nearly getting to Graupman, which led to an incomplete pass. Picking it up after a safety, Bergman's big run then set up a touchdown for the Knights as they cut it to 21-15 with 4 minutes left. On offense, the Raiders attempted to run the clock down as Zach Heiland picks up a first down at the Knights' 32-yard line. The Raiders punted with 1:35 left, and Graupman later finds Logan Stott. Graupman then keeps it, rushing down to the 35 where Sam Furman makes the stop. On the last play of the game from the 30, Graupman finds time passing towards the end zone where Panning rips the ball and comes down with it to secure the win. The final from NYA, Central defeats Lake Crystal 21-15. Reporting for the New York Young American Times, this is Adam Greenewald.